Hello, and welcome to another edition of Tech Tuesday, presented to you by Delta Media Group, where whatever's happening now is happening now. So today, we're going to go over lead processing. It's something we haven't really touched on in a while, and we've done videos on it in the past, but the system's had some updates since then, and we wanted to jump back into it and kind of show you what lead processing looks like in, the newest version of the interface. So, let's jump into the DeltaNet and take a look. Now, first of all, lead processing just means that you're telling the system that you've contacted the customer, and that's all it comes down to. This way you can keep track of things like how long it takes for you to contact a customer when they first make a request. So if they ask for something on the website, how long did it take to get back to them? And you can kind of keep track of your own metrics there. And it also keeps track of the fact that you did contact them. That way, if you've got a lot of customers coming in, you're having a lot of interactions with a lot of different people. This way you can keep everything straight and organized. Now what a lead request is, the thing that you're actually processing, is just a customer asking for something through the website. So we'll go ahead and jump over to the public side. Most common examples of that would be if I click over here, so say I'm a customer, and I click on the Contact Me form, and I go down here, fill out this form, put some information in here, hit Contact. That'll create an email request. It won't have a listing or anything attached to it. It'll just say email request. It'll give you all the information they filled in here. It'll give you a phone number if they filled one in, since it's not required here. It'll tell you what boxes they checked, and it'll tell you what their message is. I'll go back to the home page here. Now I can go back and click on a listing. Go ahead and click on that one. So if I'm a customer, I go to a listing page like this and I hit Tour This Home. It takes me down here to this section where I can ask for a showing. So this will come through as a showing request, and because it's on a property, it'll give me all the information about the property, and again, along with, because it's a showing request, any of the preferred times they chose, anything like that, and all their contact information. And then I could click on Request Information also, and I'll go ahead and fill this one out. I have no idea how many test accounts I have in here, so we're just gonna hope for the best. There we go. So what this is going to do is, this is like my comments field. Here's all my contact information. So the system's going to store all that, and it's also going to store the property information here so that I can view it when I process the lead. So we'll hit Send Request. Thinks about it for a while. There we go. So now, if a customer submitted a request, based on whatever settings I chose, I'll have just received a notification of that. By default, it'll just send me an email. But if I wanted to send an email to multiple addresses, or if I wanted to send a text message to me, I can set it to do that. Those settings are under Leads and Contacts and Settings. And we'll just scroll down here to Email SMS Settings and expand that box. So by default, it'll send to whatever's set as my public email address on my website overviews page, which is like my profile page. But if I wanted to go to more than one email address, or an email address that is different from the one that is displayed for me publicly, I can put those addresses here and just separate them by commas. And then if I wanted to add a phone number, I could go down here and I could hit Add New Number, and it'll bring up a field where I can enter my phone number, and that'll allow me to get text message notifications of all these leads also. Add New Number, you just type your number in, and then you'll hit the Save Preferences button up here. So once I get my notification, that's going to have a link in it that allows me to click on it and go through to the lead processing page in the DeltaNet. So that's kind of my shortcut. That's the way that you'll normally get to that page. However, if you're logged into the DeltaNet anyway, or if you're, say you have a link to the DeltaNet, a shortcut into it on your phone, anything like that, if you start off on this welcome page, so Home and Welcome, you have a unprocessed customer lead section right here on that page. So to process the lead, I could just find the one I want to process, click View Lead Opportunity, and that'll take me into the lead processing page. Next, I could also go into Customers and Customer Center. Since this is a commonly visited page, this is where all your customer information goes in the DeltaNet, and I have that same unprocessed lead section here, where I can do the same thing. I just click View Lead Opportunity or Process Lead, depending on what type of lead it is, and it'll show me the lead processing page. So we'll go ahead and click on one. Now, just real quick, the difference between View Lead Opportunity and Process Lead is that view lead opportunity would be a lead that was broadcast to me from the company. So this would be like a lead that came in on the company site, and the company is giving me the opportunity to accept this lead. It's not already my lead. Stuff that says process lead is already assigned to me. So it came to my website or they requested me, but this stuff is already mine. So I would click on process lead and process it. For view lead opportunity, I would click on it and it would ask me if I want to accept it first. If I say yes, I want to accept that lead, then it'll take me through to the processing page. So I'll go ahead and click on one so we can see it. So view lead opportunity, I can accept or decline. If I accept it, and you'll see it has the request information down here. So now that I've accepted it, it shows me what their name is and what requests they've made down here. So in this case, it's just a bunch of test requests for a CMA. But if those were requests on properties, like say they asked for a showing request on one, and then went to another one and asked for a more information on the property, all those would show up in here, and all that property information would show up in here. So I can read through what the requests are, and then go down here and go through my lead processing. So now I'll go back to the customer center. Now if it's a lead that already belongs to me and is on a property like this one, you can see the property information is right here. I'll click process lead. Now it takes me to this processing lead processing page, which is the same place I would have gone if I used the link in the notice email or the text message. Here's all the information about the property. Here's the requested showing date, requested showing time if they put a time in there. So all the information is in here, with the exception of one and potentially two things. So it shows you all the information about the request itself and any requests that that customer has made since they were last processed, but it doesn't show me the actual contact information. So if they left an email address or a phone number, it's not going to show that to me here. And the reason for that is it wants me to send an email through the system. After I send this email, the lead will be marked as processed and I'll be able to see all the contact information. So that takes us to processing method number one. Respond back to the customer with an email. So because this is a showing request, I have a few pre-built templates here I can choose from. So if I just wanted to send one of these, I can do that. I can type in my own custom message, or I can start off with one of these templates and I can modify it however I'd like. You can see you have a WYSIWYG editor here, so you can play around with some formatting and things also. And then once you have it set up the way you want, you just click send. That'll send the email to the customer, mark the lead as processed, and then you can move on and start setting this customer up in your customer groups or for any of your email campaigns or email marketing stuff, any of that. If they left a phone number, you'll have a second response method. So you can go down here and you can click get phone number. The system will show you the phone number, mark the lead as processed, and then the system assumes that you then called the customer. And then lastly, for existing leads. So if a customer comes in and they were already assigned to you, they're just making a new request, you have the option of marking that lead as processed manually. What you're doing when you do that is you are telling the system that you did contact the customer, but you contacted them outside of the system. That's why it only shows up for existing customers. The idea is if it is not, or if it's a new customer, the idea is that you don't already have their contact information, so you have to contact them through the system. Whereas if it's an existing customer, you might already have them saved on your phone, so you can just call them up and you don't have to respond to them through here. So for any of these methods, I'll go ahead and click mark as processed. You can see it takes me to a page where it shows me their contact information now. And it also gives me the opportunity to create a new to-do. And this would just be a reminder for the next time I log into the system to do whatever it is I choose with this customer. So by default, it says follow-up action created, so it'll create a note on this customer that reminds me to do the follow-up there. It'll put an action on the to-do itself, is where this will display. That'll tell me to follow up. And then it sets the date to 2 weeks out by default. But I can click that and I can change that follow-up date to whatever I'd like. Once I have it set up the way I want it, I just click create to-do. It successfully creates it, and now that'll be in the DeltaNet for me. So when I log in, I'll see what I have to do on any particular day. All right, so there you go. Now you know everything there is to know about processing leads. So as always, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to comment on any of our videos, send us an email or give us a call, and we'll walk you through whatever you need or answer any questions you have. If you want to get notifications of these videos, you can like or subscribe to our videos on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. And if you have any suggestions for videos, just reach out and let us know. So thanks a lot for joining me this week, and we'll be back next week with something new.